What's up, y'all? I am back really quick on your YouTube channel, and I just want to go over how I weather pink foam to make it look like concrete. I think I've done this before a couple times, um, but this is going on a new layout, and I hadn't done a video in a while, so I was like, I should do a video. Next week, I'll do some updates and all that stuff, but just check out the video. Hopefully, you can get something out of it. That's what it's for. And yeah, let's just go see the video. Okay, so here we are. As the title states, I am creating some pink foam and making it look like concrete. And what I'm doing here is first I got my Proxxon cutter. And if you guys do not have one of those, I feel like put that on your wish list and try and get it as soon as possible. If you do any type of thing with foam and you need to cut it straight and have it really crispy clean. So that's what I've done the first thing. And here I am creating little cracks in the concrete and stuff. And I'm using these dental picks. Harbor Freight sells these, and man, I'm not sure why Harbor Freight sells dental picks in these big packs that they do, but you should totally grab some of these. This video is not to be like, hey, buy whatever I'm saying buy, but these are some of the few tools that I always use. That Proxxon cutter, and then especially these dental picks. I use them for everything. I use them for this. I use them for scraping out the bottom of paint buckets and bowls, and when I'm trying to just scratch anything or pick anything. And they're super cheap too, right? Harbor Freight is that's go-to store, right? Especially if you want just like some extra little tools in your arsenal, and they have all that stuff there. Get you some dental picks. You will not be disappointed. I'm sure most of y'all got them, but the ones that don't, go to Harbor Freight, get them dental picks. And yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just creating cracks and trying to make this look as worn as possible, right? I'll end up poking holes all over the place. I'll put little dents on top of the concrete, little dents on the side. That's kind of what I'm doing here, just poking holes all over the place. So as an artist, but then as a modeler, I look at everything. I look at concrete, I look at wood, I look at rust, I look at any natural type of thing that I'm trying to mimic. I look at it and I study it a lot. Even when I'm just driving or walking or something, the concrete on the ground that I'm walking on, I'm looking at like the little rocks inside of there, and what type of formations that it's making. So this being HO scale, it's a little, you have to scale stuff down, but you still want to show some of that texture and weathered stuff that's happening to these things that the weather is causing them to be weathered, I guess, if that's what I'm trying to say. But this is the chalk paint that I use. I got this from Jason Jensen. He uses this also, and the color is Cocoon. And I use this when I do all of my concrete stuff. It's always the base for me. You can put, and I think the reason I like this so much is because once it's dry, it's really, for the lack of term, chalky, right? And what I mean by that is that it's really flat. So if you paint something flat, you're gonna have that dull look to it or whatever. But this seems to be extra dull because it's like a chalk board. I guess that's what they're getting at, or a piece of chalk. And yeah, I'll just make sure it's all in the cracks and crevices. But I put that shit on everything that I'm trying to make out of concrete. That's what I use it for, and it's always the base. The next two paints here, it's a stone gray and I think slate gray is the smaller one. That stone gray is from Woodland Scenic, and you can see the other one is Deco Art. And I'll start with that Woodland Scenics one, this the taller bottle. What color was that? Slate gray or something, whatever that bigger bottle was. That's what I start with all the time as well. And I use the old sponge technique. We use sponges for everything, but I lay it on pretty heavy with this sponge. I don't want too much of that chalk to show anymore, so I'm not really trying to rotate it at all to make sure there's no patterns because it's going on so thick. But yeah, this gets a nice thick coat of that darker gray color. And I just make sure it's jammed in there good. Hey, but if you are getting something out of this video, please subscribe, like it, and share it. I appreciate you, for real. Alright, so now I'm on to this lighter gray. And so these two grays, I will actually mix them sometimes. So like, there's still the stone gray. I can't remember what that gray color was. Yeah, it was stone gray and slate gray. So I'll end up mixing those two here and there. I'll have, one side of the gray and then the other side the lighter gray. And then in the middle, I'll just mix them how I see fit. Honestly, I'll have, reference up and looking at different things, and I'll use that same sponge. I won't clean it or anything like that. But now I still want some of that dark gray to show underneath this lighter gray as well. I don't want to, I want to start creating layers, and, using that sponge, you're creating texture also. So instead of using like a paintbrush, that sponge will allow even further some of that texture of concrete, sidewalks, walls, and stuff like that. What I've done here is I actually graffitied on the wall, and I didn't forget to record it, but I want to do a whole separate video of just how to graffiti. People ask me all the time about graffiti, so I want to do just a specific video on that. And what I'm doing here is I took some just regular brown paint, I think is what I used, and watered it down a lot, and created a dirty wash, if you will. Heck, I think I even had still some of that dark gray paint mixed in there as well. And I just want to show, just maybe a little streaking, like, because where these walls are going to sit, they're right next to the track. So, dirt and grime and stuff kind of just starts falling down, and over years and years of rain and wind and all that stuff, the walls kind of get dirty. And I also wanted to put that graffiti on there first to put that wash over top of the graffiti also, to show that graffiti's been out there for a minute too. and I'm just painting in the cracks and, you know, making those more pronounced, so you can see them from a decent distance. You can go on further and further, so which I probably will, is put like some rust stains in there, some powder, just once it gets in place though, because I'm not sure what's, you know, if there's going to be bushes up next to it or something. So, but yeah, that's it in a nutshell, minus the graffiti. This is a super easy project. I think it only took me, I want to say, without the drying time, maybe 20 minutes, if that. And you know, you get a really good looking, whether it's a backdrop or even if it's, you know, in the forefront of your layout, you just get a really good looking piece of concrete out of foam. You know, some of the easiest and cheapest stuff that we can get, and you can make, you know, a concrete slab out of it. And so this is where I think it's going to start on my layout. So I have risers, and I want graffiti and grime and grunge and tags and everything along this retaining wall that covers that those risers there. So it's just a good fun project, super easy. I challenge you all that are doing something like this to try it. You know, 20 minutes, man, and you got a nice piece of concrete. I'll shut up now. Peace out. Okay, and yeah, that was it. Me making pink foam to look like concrete. Actual retaining wall. On YouTube, you can search, and I'm sure you can find this in any other, not even model railroading, just scale modeling. People do this all the time. I think I've done it just so I can show you how easy it is to make foam look like something else. It's one of the go-to materials that we use as modelers for stuff on your layout or dioramas or whatever, but super easy. I think anyone can do this. Just take your time. There is no real right or wrong way for this, depending on how you want that concrete to look, but there's a slew of other videos and other people that do it also. So hopefully mine, you got something out of it again. And yeah, it was just a fun little piece. I will try and do a graffiti video here within maybe another week or so, and then I'll post it a couple weeks from now. I want to do a layout update. I've been doing a lot of stuff over there too, so I want to thank my Patreon folks. I get, you know, little people coming in, little trickles here and there, and I appreciate that, man, for real, like from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate the support. It helps, it goes a long way. So thank you for all of your help here as well on the channel, for subscribing. Channel's still growing nice and steady. I believe I'm in it for the long haul at this point. So yeah, like the video, share the video, leave a comment. If you got any other ways that you do something, I try and answer all the comments, but sometimes I can't. But I do see them all, and I try and at least heart them and like them. So yeah, comment, like, share. In one of these corners, YouTube will send you a video that they really think you should watch next. So just do that. Peace.